Welcome back, everyone, to Ready, Set, Sold. I'm your host, Bryan Vogt, and I've been talking here. Mark Dill of US Bank. He's joined me today, and I appreciate that, Mark. What I left you with was kind of a tease, I'll admit it, but it was about what are the three things that you need to focus on when pricing your home. And the first one, and once I say the first word, I think Mark, you'll be able to finish it. And the first word is the biggest, it's the most well-known real estate line there is. Location.
Location. Location.
There you go. That is the number one thing that you as a seller need to focus on is your location, your location, your location. Once you've established your location, and what I mean by that is what is going on your street? What has happened in your maybe subdivision? But ideally, if it's your next door neighbor and they've sold their home, what is going on there? Understanding location is going to be the factor, is going to be the main drawing point of what is the pricing and what's going to be happening with your home. And that's a good thing. Again, you've got a good location, you should get top dollar, you should get a fast sale. It also gives you the ability, that it has so many other advantages to it. Not only does it have the school, so it's going to be the same school district. It's also going to have, again, the same HOA. It's going to have the same different things that maybe people don't think about. Insurance, things like that can be very, very similar. So the pricing, taxes can be very similar in those properties. They can vary on occasion. Look, and don't ask me to explain how taxes work. I do not know. Okay, I don't know. So I wish I did. Mark, do you know how taxes work?
I wish I did.
Yeah, I mean, it's the mysteries of the universe, but I do know you have to pay them.
Right.
Otherwise, bad things happen. But location is the first thing. So once you have a location, what your agent is going to have is going to do a CMA, which is a cost market analysis. And what that really means is, and what you should be focused on, there's two things. There's actives and there are solds. What you really want to focus on is the solds. Those are the winners. Those are the success patterns that you want to follow. So to kind of give you an example is, and you want to use that 3-month rule. Go back 3 months. You can go back further if you have to, but try not to. Again, market change in 3 months. After 6 months, they're useless. If your agent is going back for a year or 7 months or 8 months, what they're showing you can do more harm than good. It will give you a false impression of what may or may not be going on. And that works both ways. If the market's going up and they're showing you something 7 or 8 months down the road, that might not be the price point that you need to be at. The same way is if you're showing something that the market has shifted, and it does shift in the course of the year, even as you're moving up. So what you want to be looking at is an ideally get 2 to 3 solds. Once you have those 3 solds, or 2 solds, it's going to give you a range. So that's the second thing. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that we have a home in a particular subdivision and the activity is houses have sold between 225 and 250. And it's very common to have a range. That's exactly what you're looking for. So now you have a range of what top dollar is, because your location is going to dictate that. Again, square footage is a factor, but it's not the main thing. The location is what's going to happen. Because remember, not only do you have your location that you have to consider, once you hit the market, you're going to be spread out through everyone. Everywhere, in O'Fallon, in Shiloh, in Belleville, in Glen Carbon, everywhere where the market is, where the buyers are at. So you want to make sure that you have the right location, because buyers are going to be attracted to that. And so the third thing, and the only thing you have to do then, is decide what pricing that you want. And we like to look at it as 3 different levels. So let's just use this example of the 225 and 250. 250 would be at the highest top dollar mark. You can go down, most people will split it kind of in the middle, so let's just say around $237,000 would be another top dollar, but it'd be more the middle of the road. And then the final one would be $225,000 would be the lowest but top dollar. So now you as a seller have to make a decision on where you think your house falls into. And that then becomes a situation of putting your house on the market for whatever price you have. And again, getting top dollar and also getting a fast sale. And it's as simple as that. Now, here's the one thing that comes into play, though. You don't always have closed properties. And sometimes sellers want to use active properties. I can tell you story after story. One situation in particular. That situation, houses were selling between 175 to 195. However, there was an active house in the subdivision at 235. And it just hit the market probably like in a week. Well, the seller's saying, hey, 235, yeah, I know what it's selling, but they're asking 235. I match up well. I'll just do 225. I mean, my goodness, that's $10,000 difference. Long story short, 6 months later, nobody sold their house. Okay? And what actually happened was somebody came in at the pricing that they had, sold the home, and sold their home, and the other two people actually got to be a competition. They started trying to lower their price. So one would lower their price and the other one would lower their price. Okay. and again, I mean, it's humorous on the one side unless you're involved with it and you get locked into that. And that's a good way to not only lose money because time on market, again, the true cost of selling your home. Again, average $1,500, maybe the situation $2,000 a month when you put taxes and insurance and HOAs involved and maintenance and lawn care and utilities. All of a sudden, you're 6 months in, you're $12,000 in the hole, okay? And you're still at the same point where you're at. You also fall in the problem of being 6 months on the market. That's 180 days on the market, and buyers do look at that. Even in hot markets, they do pay attention to that, and that can affect your pricing of actually selling it. So again, if you use those same basic things, and if you don't have it, and it does happen, if you don't have those closed, this is where, again, experience is so important when choosing your realtor. Have they seen a home that matches up well to your home? Maybe in another subdivision, maybe even a different town, but it matches up well. The square footage, the school districts match up well. And that they have sold, and they can kind of give you some idea of where that value is. And not just an idea, but a professional opinion of where they think your house is. The one thing that you don't want to do is don't go off your area. Don't go off the plantation. Don't go off the ranch, whatever you want to call it. That is bad news. You're gonna wind yourself into some serious problems. Stay local. Stay very close to where you're at. I can tell you time and time again, most sellers get really confused when the agent does it, but if you're the seller, don't try to move your house into a location it's not. It just doesn't work that way for a price that you think it might work better. Your location is great where it's at. That's the direction you want to have. And it's just that simple. Again, having your agent talk with you, but you have the basic principles. That doesn't mean there isn't other items that go into it. I don't want to make it say it's completely that simple, but that's the basis of what you're looking at. And you're going to have success after you've done the updates and after you've done the things that you were going to do anyway, and you're going to have fantastic success. With that being said, I'm going to be talking with Mark Dill. We'll be talking about the pre-approval process. Again, in the next segment, stay tuned to that. You can be surprised what you hear about that. Also, get the book. Go to ReadySetSold.org, not .com, ReadySetSold.org, not .com. Get the book. There's a bunch of other information that's in there also. Again, you're listening to Ready, Set, Sold. I'm your host, Bryan Vogt. We will see you shortly.